History is often discussed as something finished, something distant, something safely locked away in textbooks and museums. But history is not static. It lives through systems, laws, and human behavior. One of the most infamous institutions in modern history was the Gestapo, Nazi Germany's secret police. A name that has become synonymous with fear, surveillance, and unchecked power. In recent years, some activists, journalists, and members of the public have drawn comparisons, not equivalences, but warnings, between the Gestapo and allegations surrounding Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, in the United States. This discussion is not about labeling. It is about learning. To understand whether such comparisons hold meaning, we must first understand what the Gestapo truly was, and what it was not. The Gestapo was established in 1933, shortly after Adolf Hitler became Chancellor of Germany. Germany at the time was unstable. Economic collapse. Political violence. Fear of communism. Distrust in democratic institutions. The Nazi Party promised order. The Gestapo was created to enforce that order, but not through justice. The Gestapo was not bound by the rule of law. It operated under a principle known as protective custody. This allowed officers to arrest without warrants, detain indefinitely, ignore courts entirely. Once arrested, a person could vanish. No charges. No lawyer. No trial. Contrary to popular belief, the Gestapo was not massive in size. Its power came from psychology. The Gestapo relied heavily on ordinary citizens. Neighbors. Co-workers. Family members. Anonymous tips fueled arrests. Suspicion became a civic duty. The Gestapo didn't need to arrest millions. They needed people to believe they could. This belief silenced dissent, discouraged organizing, encouraged obedience. Fear did the work. The Gestapo targeted anyone deemed a threat to the Nazi state, including political opponents, journalists, academics, clergy, Jews, Romani people, LGBTQ+ individuals, disabled people, union organizers. The definition of threat expanded constantly. Once labeled, there was no appeal. Now, let's move to the United States. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, was created in 2003, following the September 11 attacks. Its stated mission: enforce immigration law, combat cross-border crime, remove individuals without legal authorization. ICE operates within a constitutional framework. This distinction is critical. ICE is subject to federal courts, congressional hearings, internal investigations, media scrutiny, elections that change policy direction. But legality does not automatically equal justice. Over the past decade, ICE has faced growing criticism from civil rights organizations, immigration attorneys, medical professionals, faith leaders, journalists. Key allegations include arrests without clearly presented warrants, home and workplace raids, use of plainclothes officers, use of unmarked vehicles, detention of asylum seekers, family separations, limited access to legal counsel, confusion over detainee location. These allegations are documented concerns, not historical facts like those of the Gestapo. But perception matters. The comparison is emotional, but not irrational. Fear in communities. Immigrant communities report avoiding schools, avoiding hospitals, avoiding police, avoiding public spaces. Fear spreads beyond undocumented individuals. Plainclothes arrests and unmarked vehicles can resemble secret policing, even when legally authorized. For communities with histories of authoritarian abuse, this triggers trauma. Dehumanization language with terms like illegals, invasion, infestation, mirror historical patterns where groups are reduced to threats instead of humans. Let's be precise. ICE is not the Gestapo. Key differences: ICE does not operate outside the law. Courts can intervene. Media can investigate. Officials can be voted out. Protest is legal. The Gestapo had none of these checks. Equating the two erases historical truth. The lesson of the Gestapo is not about Nazis. It's about process. History shows authoritarianism grows when fear is normalized, rights are selectively applied, enforcement becomes theatrical, oversight weakens, dehumanization becomes routine. Democracies fail gradually, then suddenly. History is not a weapon. It is a warning. The question is not whether ICE is the Gestapo. The question is, how do we prevent any institution from becoming something history warns us about? Democracy survives through scrutiny. Silence is not stability. When fear replaces trust, and power outruns accountability, history begins to lean forward.